So I may have accidentally deleted part 2 of the side specials. So I might need a little bit more time to re-record those clips because I thought I was done and I wanted to delete part 1 clips, but I accidentally deleted the entire folder, deleting parts 2 clips. So I need more time to re-record those. I'm sorry. So we're gonna have to wait another week for those, which I think will be next month, which sucks. But oh well. But so today we're improvising and we're gonna react to Mr. Dabuz, my favorite Smash player of all time, his video why Sephiroth didn't live up to the hype. This is a very simple concept. Obviously, I reacted to this video, I guess I reacted to a video like this, not this exact video, by a different YouTuber, obviously, by Bars. There is a difference here, though, that Dabuz is a top player, and don't get me wrong, I'm not calling Bars bad or anything, but I would like to know what a top player's opinion on this is. I specifically didn't watch this video just because I had a feeling I was going to react to this, so, as a massive Sephiroth fan in both Smash and in-game, we're just going to watch this today. I'm not really here to, critique, but I am interested in what he has to say. So, let's jump into it.
Hello. Today let's talk about Sephiroth. I think this character is interesting to discuss as, a retrospective.
I do think he is.
Because, the character's been out for, maybe 2 years now? And I think when this character came out, everyone felt like this character was going to be really strong.
Yeah, literally everyone saw his F Smash and thought this would be the best character in the game. Now, to be fair, okay, Smash for Cloud. Okay, that character quite literally defined the entire game. Even if he wasn't consistently winning every tournament, every level of play was affected by Cloud's existence because you either played Cloud or had a pocket Cloud, no in between. He's a very simple character that did everything right, and people really thought this was going to be the Smash 4 Cloud of this game because, well, I don't even feel like I have to say it, but anyway, continue.
And now, he is arguably probably the second worst fighters past 2 characters. Sora's
definitely
almost and definitely the worst. But anyway, alright, I'm sure you've heard this from every YouTuber before, but it is true. When you like a video and subscribe,
yes, please go subscribe and like the Dabuz, my favorite Smash player. He deserves the attention. Such a good guy.
I think it's interesting because a lot of people like myself thought he was be top tier. We were like, oh my god, he has insane range. He
has training room mod pack.
Hard. His moves are really safe. He has a broken.
Okay, you can't just say his moves are so safe and then throw it in there, dog. That move ain't safe. You're getting punished.
Disgusting mechanic with one wing. He has this move right here, which sets up whatever you want pretty much. He has.
Okay, but then you show it doing negative, dog. It should not be negative on hit. Projectiles in this game are so fucking good and safe, and then you have Sephiroth's fucking side B being negative and then sending them away, not even letting you get cool combo strings or anything. Dude, they hated Sephiroth. I'm standing by that.
Is a phenomenal shield breaking move with the ability to kill pretty much at 0 off of it.
Yeah, that's really broken on paper, to be fair.
Why is he not top tier? Why, in fact, do a lot of people in America think this character is kind of weak, kind of almost not a troll pick, but not a solo viable character, not very good in the meta? I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that despite all of these insane strengths, he is way too predictable and reactable.
Okay, now that's the type of shit I was expecting to hear from him. Because talking about him on paper and then talking about him in practice, I think are very different. Because on paper he has all these strengths, right? But in practice, against someone who understands what they're fighting, what he said is exactly true. Pairing against Sephiroth quite literally shuts the character down. I'm not kidding.
I think reaction is always one of these things that is very very important. It's one of the biggest differences of offline versus online play, if not the biggest thing, is just being able to react to stuff. So when you look at Sephiroth, anything but what he's doing.
Yeah, speaking on Wi-Fi, I know it's annoying having to admit this, but I do think Sephiroth is not awful on Wi-Fi. He does lose one of his biggest strengths, which is his ledge trapping, which really, honest to fucking god, isn't that strong in retrospective, even though it sounds really strong on paper, because he can kind of cover everything at one distance. But the thing is, guessing with him is hard, because if you guess wrong, you just kind of lose, because, you're so light, and it's just it's just hard. Again, it's more you have to react to what they're doing, or understand the animation they're doing so you can react, because, forward tilt's fantastic at ledge, but It's not active. Like, you have pretty much one guess with it at ledge unless they just don't get up. But I'm rambling.
You gotta think about the fact that most of his good stuff is in the air. Like, his ground moves aren't that great overall.
Yeah.
They have uses, of course. Like, this is not a bad move. This move is useful. This move is ridiculously powerful in the right situation. But compared to, like, this move, like his forward air, right? Or his back air, his nair, insane buttons. Those are probably his 3 best buttons, and they're all in the air. But they don't really hit rising characters. Like, I do this, I barely can hit the Lucario if I do this. I can't even.
Dude, okay, they gave it a few frames to help with that, but, like, the move, like, you're hitting, like, nothing, right? Like, if you look back here, like, watch him fair again here. Well, okay, you didn't show it. Oh, wait, I didn't go back. I just lowered his volume. Hold on, go back.
Universally responded.
I think they may have knew this. Because, or known this. I don't know what the fuck I just said. Because, Sephiroth's forward air, if you see fares there, there's like, it has like, it's not a frame 1 move. Like Belmont's, if you ever seen their whip, something very similar in size, it has no frame, right? It's a frame 1 move. Or, there's only active for 1 frame, the hitbox. Where Sephiroth has at least a few frames to work with, because I feel like they realized giving a character this much in lag and then allowing him to have like these type of hitboxes, like they gave him just a few frames to help him out here. So let's skip to where we were.
It does not help that those moves in particular don't lead to much. Like, hit someone with it, get some damage, whatever. I'm forced to use these slower, reactable, and predictable moves that aren't too rewarding. And if I want more damage, I gotta get a grab with one of the worst grabs in the game.
True.
Like this, right? Even then, that's not much damage. Or I gotta land like a nair, which requires me to get very close up. You know, good DI also really limits the ability to get combos off of that.
That's what I've been saying! My man is spitting! This character is designed fucking backwards! He's a character that wants to space you out, but he has to get in to do fucking anything. It makes no sense, dude. Actually no fucking sense. Byleth is a better design. Because at the very least, you're not fucking guessing trying to do anything, man. Like, okay, you nair, okay. Like, it's punishable. It's not very punishable, but it's punishable. Where nair is just, like, straight fucking punishable, man. You die for it. God, I fucking... Thank God, man. Someone gets it.
As a rising move. As a falling move, it's very strong. But still, then I'm short hopping and falling, right? So, my rising threats are really weak in a game where I think rising aerial threats are massively important. So that's a big deal. Next thing talking about is side B. I think this move in particular, people thought was one of the best moves. We're like, oh my god, kind of like a transcendent projectile that goes very far. It's also,
dude, I thought that one really straight up,
to be honest, which is really strong. And the setup line, oh, you get 3 orbs in someone. Oh my god, they have to deal with this. I got the pressure whenever I want. But there's a few major weaknesses with this. One is his move so thin, like it just. You have to have the right height for it.
Say it's easy to beat out. Say it's easy to beat out.
Hit people with this, and so easy to whiff. Secondly, it's negative on hit. This is actually
that is true. That is such a fucking weakness.
And like they can pressure me, -10. That's enough time for characters to dash in.
That's enough time for a fox to dash attack you. Which, if you ever fought fox, you know, don't get fucking dash attacked.
And keep in mind, Sephiroth has slower buttons in general, so being negative on hit. At a range where people can dash in and press buttons, really bad in like every matchup.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. Next up, these orbs have a really obnoxious property. They always send the opponent away from Sephiroth.
Oh my god, someone finally fucking mentioned it. It's an issue I have with the move, but it's just like, why did they fucking do this, man? I've never seen anyone ever talk about this, and I'll spill some tea here. I originally, for June, wanted to make a massive, like, video going over all my Sephiroth knowledge, but the video ended up being too fucking long, and I genuinely did not have the time to fucking edit it, or even get the clips for it. So that video kind of got scrapped. I might do it next year, because I picked Sephiroth up in June. I have the exact date written down whenever I decided to drop Joker and play Sephiroth, and I wanted to make, a big video to celebrate that, because I really do think, like, this is, like, the perfect character for me, but... I just literally couldn't do it, but a lot of I'm hoping he goes over some more like small like niche things about him, because a lot of that video was me pointing out like, why did they design him like this? Because don't get me wrong, he has a lot of good, but like the orb sending away from Sephiroth is literally just saying you cannot fucking combo off this, which sucks. Because you have to be in such the like correct position to even combo off this move. I don't know why they did that, man. It's a strong move, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad move, but like it could be so much stronger if they just let him combo off it. Like being able to start or like finish a Nair chain with this, or start a Nair chain off of this would be insane. Like if it's the way you hit the orb and they get sent the opposite way of it. So let's say you hit someone like the left, they send right, or like you hit someone left, they will always send right, right? Or I guess like in the front, they'll get sent behind, something like that. I don't know, but anything to let me like combo into it. Because like if I could like orb you and then like you get orbed into my up smash, that'd be fucking fantastic. But that's just not a thing.
Like you might do like this, always sends away from Sephiroth. And I think there's like setups to maybe take advantage of that. I think they're super niche because you need to like probably basically like cross them up at like a very certain time, so you can basically jump towards them as they're getting hit by the orbs. And granted, it's still strong enough. Have the orb circling the opponent, essentially guarantee a hit or them.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. All of his setups for like Shadow Flare shit is very, very like niche. Not saying like you won't use it, but I'm saying you have to be in like the perfect position for it. That or your opponent, assuming they don't just air dodge it. Because if you have 3 on them, you have to more perfectly air dodge it, but you can air dodge all of them. And then if you have 2 or less, you could very freely air dodge it, or just even lazily just go to ledge. Which, don't get me wrong, Sephiroth is good at ledge, but like, if you know what he's going to do at ledge, you're not really scared of him at ledge, in all honesty. But like, I'll continue. I need to stop stopping.
And to like, use invincibility somehow, and force a timer them. But because the follow-ups and the orbs are really hard to like make super useful, it feels like this move that's like, wow, it's supposed to be amazing, but it's not. It's like intentionally.
But it should be amazing. I'm so pissed.
The biggest problems with the character.
Such a cool move. Straight up, just not use that well.
Mix-ups in theory, but like that's not particularly fast. You can like kind of react to someone jumping with that and still not hit them. So he's kind of forced to like play with a very couple key moves instead of projectiles, which I feel like were supposed to be a huge part of his kit.
Yes, that his kit is over centralizing on back air, forward tilt, and forward air. If you've ever watched any fucking Sephiroth, those 3 moves are thrown out so fucking much. Don't get me wrong, they're good moves. I'm glad he has them because he would not be much of anything without them. But if you go watch Sephiroth VODs and any good Sephiroth, you will see these 3 moves so fucking much, man. I really wish he could use like, you know, Shadow Flare, or not Shadow Flare, Giga Flare more, which, I mean, is the nature of big moves like that, right? The most you're ever going to see that move is like a jump turnaround, or even like a cancel into like a scare, like a forward air or something. I don't even know. Even then, you don't even see Shadow Flare too much, because people are very comfortable against the move. Which, again, the fact that it doesn't send, or it only sends out, really, really does hurt the move, because, like, you don't really get that much reward. Like, sure, you get positioning, which is always fantastic, but, like, you're not getting a combo off it, right? You get hit by a fucking charge shot, you're gonna die, right? You get hit by Sheik's grenade at ledge, you're probably gonna fucking die. You get by a boomerang by Young Link, you're gonna get comboed, or even a fire arrow. You get hit by, like, a Shadow Flare or 2, you might get popped away, or maybe even put like in the corner, but you're not dead. It's just, I really wish that move just kind of worked differently, or at the very least, it just could do more for Sephiroth.
And so now he only has a few moves he can particularly use in general. They're not the most rewarding. Finally, you know, can't talk about this character without talking about his size and weight. One of the latest characters in
yeah, it's unavoidable.
One of the biggest characters in the game. He is combo food. He dies very early, potentially.
I don't even know why they did that. He doesn't need to be light, is the thing. Like, I'm not advocating for him to be a heavyweight, but, like, standard weight makes so much more sense for him to be if you're going to make him fall like that, and then give him that stature, which, I mean, Sephiroth should be tall. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I don't understand why they did that, man. Fighting, like, Mithras and Foxes feels so unbelievably hard, because you just get hit, and it's just, like, non-fucking stop. Man, especially if you're trying to, like, rush at a disadvantage. Like, I know sometimes I play like that. I'm not advocating I'm the best player in the world, but it's just hard sometimes, man.
He gets hit by like everything in neutral. Like
basically
everything works in this character. It's actually really funny to combo this character because it's like, oh, I'm comboing heavily, but dies sub 100. So he has all these major weaknesses, and then like his strengths also end up not being as strong as expected. His recovery is good, but he needs time to charge this up B to make it particularly good. So if you can go out and hit him fast, you can edge guard him pretty easily. If he has to charge this, that's a huge window to hit him potentially.
Listen. If you're ever fighting Sephiroth, I'll give you a tip. The hitbox on Octoslash isn't as good as it looks. I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like, don't get me wrong, Alpyra down air can beat it, but if you time your hitbox correctly, you can very easily beat this move. I'm not even kidding. Don't shield at ledge against this move because you're going to be putting shield stun, and most of the cast can't punish that. Or, I guess, have time to punish it. You know what I mean. But if you, I'm not even kidding you, just jump at ledge. Jump. Not off stage, but like, jump and then do a fucking down air or aerial, and you can beat this move. Even if you trade with it, you're in a fine position. Because, well, you probably killed him. Because I think Sephiroth's recovery is actually fucking overrated. No, I think Blade Dash is good. And I think even in neutral, it has, like, aspects of it. Even though technically I don't think it should. It's a pretty good little, like, I went out of here type move. Which is something Sephiroth needs. It's not an amazing tool. And even on shield, it's pretty laggy where you can punish it. But it's good, okay? But I see people calling this, like, one of the best recoveries in the game. And that's because people are too scared to challenge Octoslash. I know I know, like, I'm kind of talking him down, but trust me when I say, please start challenging Octoslash. It's not too hard. I understand some characters can have a lot of problems with it, especially stubbier characters like Mario. But I'm not even kidding you. Like, go online, find a shitty Sephiroth, and try and punish their Octoslash ledge. I promise you probably can.
Granted, once he has that charge, like, it's really hard to contest. It's got like the right angle and it's just awkward. But like a strong but not super amazing recovery. When he has wing, sure. A lot of that issue in particular is I feel like compensated for. Like he shouldn't be getting edge guard with wing, honestly. It's super hard to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. His recovery is really strong, especially with wing.
The mobility you get from wing lets him like run up nair in particular and get like much better conversions off of it.
I'm gonna say something crazy, and I know I said this already, but I think he should just permanently have wing. Obviously, I think he shouldn't have the strength he has, but if he just consistently had that speed and that third jump, I think it makes sense why he's so fucking light. Again, I don't think he should have the strength he has while he has wing, because I will admit, his damage kind of makes a little bit no sense, even though he's meant to be a boss fight, and obviously the second one's like the hardest phase, so obviously, you know, the fucking forward tilt is crazy. It's basically a smash attack when you're in wing. But I really think they should just even it out and, like, I don't know, call in the middle of his damage, or even just turn his damage into normal damage, and just give him permanent the speed and double jump, or triple jump from wing. I really don't think... I think that would make him a significantly better character. Maybe even make him even slower than he is with wing. Like, maybe make him just a little slower, obviously. But I genuinely think he should just permanently have wing. I see no issue why he can't.
And pressure better? But then he's, of course, almost at kill percent because he has wing, unless he's super down.
And that's the problem with wing, fellas. Okay, I say this every fucking time I talk about Sephiroth, dog. Why did they give him his comeback mechanic, but only when he's already fucking about to lose the fucking game? I don't get it. Okay, I understand it's called a comeback mechanic, but, like, it doesn't need to be a fucking... I just hate comeback mechanics, man. I hope in Smash 6... they stray away from them, and I'm gonna be so fucking sad if this game gets re-released, because I'm gonna say this right now, I don't really like Smash Ultimate. I really don't.
At that point, he's super down. So while it's a broken mechanic, it's balanced by all these other attributes. Yeah, it just kind of feels like the devs knew this character in theory was busted, and kind of had the same fear as I think a lot of people did when we saw this character, where we're like, oh, this is gonna be too overtuned. And
yeah, I feel like that's what happened to Sephiroth. I think they were just scared of making a Smash 4 Cloud again. So they really overcompensated with Sephiroth. And again, I don't really blame them for that, because Sephiroth is not a bad character. I know I shit on him a lot, but he really isn't a bad character. In all honesty, he's probably in the top half of the cast. I don't think he's that high in there, but he's definitely in the top half. He does have his strengths, even though he has his weaknesses as well. He definitely has his strengths.
And then, granted, he's not a bad character, I also think the fact that a lot of the good characters in this game are characters that have very fast, very good frame data. Because I think this character is very well.
And that's what he loses to.
That bit slower, best approach tools. So I'll play that like mid range. He's very strong versus. But those characters just aren't good in Ultimate. Granted, he's kind of one of those characters, right? So it's like he's good versus characters like himself, but characters like himself just lose to stuff like Cloud, Roy, Fox, you name it. So in a different game, this character would actually be insane in my opinion.
I've said this before too. I think in Smash 4, this character's top tier. Oh wait, he was in Smash 4. Smash 4 Cloud. Sorry, I just have to keep bringing it up.
Or a different like set of like patches, character metas, you name it. The last thing I'll add is this character's advantage state is really awkward because he doesn't have great juggling tools. I have him all the time.
That is true actually. I never really think about that because I really love up air and I use it a lot. But yeah, no, this character's juggling's technically weak. Now, I will say, I'm not the best juggler in the game. But, my ass loves up air, so I know how to use that move. I genuinely maybe use that move a little too much, I will be honest. I'm not claiming I'm better than any the Buzzbee here. Shout out to Buzzbee, fucking love you. You can't see it, but I'm doing a heart right now with my hands. I'll stop doing that because you can't see it. But, up air feels like a move very intended to not juggle. I think I said what I wanted to say. I think the developers didn't think about, oh shit, this character needs to juggle because his up tilt is not a combo up tilt. It's very slow, it's punishable, and it's meant to be a kill option if it works. And up air is kind of meant to be the same fucking thing. He doesn't really have a juggling tool, so to say. Or at least a safe juggling tool like most swordies have. He doesn't have like a Byleth up air, a Marth or Chrom up air, you know? He doesn't have anything like that. He has his up air. Even though I do fucking love that move. Genuinely maybe my favorite move in the game. It's just, he doesn't allow for good juggling. The Buzzbee tell him.
Fastful air dodge towards him. And look at the hitboxes on his up smash, right? First of all, it's a slow move. Armor is busted, by the way. But it's also like, if you like fastful air dodge towards him and you're a shorter character, you can actually just land like in the blind spot of up smash. Like, this doesn't.
Dude, you can literally just fastful air dodge this move. It's not scary, man. So many people get hit by it, and I don't even know why.
They are nearly as well as you'd expect. Super laggy, super committal, or like up tilt. Hits very high up, but doesn't hit wide. Like it's very thin.
Dude, I grow every day. Every time I play this game, I grow more and more hating up tilt. Because you don't really use it, honestly. I think I ranked it too high on my moves tier list. I would honestly put it in, like, the lower half. Because don't get me wrong, it has its strengths. But, like, it's just, like, not practical at all. Unless you get a read. Which, even then, you have other moves that are better at it. I think it's just completely outclassed by, like, the rest of his kit. Up tilt's such a fucking... It's a cool-ass move, but, like, in practice, it's really not that good.
Thin, so it's very easy to drift past this, even with slower characters.
Quite literally, yes.
What about up air? Well, super slow, so it's reactable. It does cover a nice range, but if he short hops it, puts me a lot of lag. He frame traps landings with this okay, but not great because of his frame data. And he full hops this, still landing lag. So it's just like,
God, I fucking love this move so much, man. I don't think it's that good, but I love it. It's my favorite move.
So force out air dodges first, meaning a lot of characters can kind of just land from above and make his life an advantage much harder than most characters. I feel like Sephiroth should look using like narrow hold advantage state, but then it's like he's gonna lose a lot of downers. Actually, it's weird. And in a game like Ultimate, where I feel like the ability to convert damage off winning neutral is more important than the neutral itself. This character is an insanely strong character in neutral that can't reliably push it well enough. I think the only place he pushes his advantage particularly well is the edge guarding, which is very relevant. It's actually like huge for the character, but not every character can really be edge guarded. Nor can you get an edge guard step in every situation.
And that's also a problem with the character. Most characters in this game have a fucking busted ass recovery. Again, I think in Smash 4, this character would have been insane, where the recoveries, well, it was a lot harder to recover in that game. Or I guess it wasn't as easy to recover. I mean, I think Bayonetta kind of ruined that, but before Bayonetta, recoveries weren't too bad. I think Sephiroth would actually had a very fun time, where characters actually had, like, worse recoveries in that game. Where in this game, everyone just kind of recovers for free because of directional air dodge. So that's annoying.
We're having a reliable juggle game and ledge trapping game is something more universally exploitable and easier to set up. So, yeah, that's why I think Sephiroth didn't really live up to the hype and the potential. Granted,
yeah, we're gonna stop that there. But I hate on Sephiroth a lot, but he is my main. I do love him. There's a reason I bought a fucking $200 figure of him. Well, I didn't. I got it for Christmas, but yeah, no, that's all I really I'll talk about with this video. Sorry, I have no motivation to play the game, and I feel obligated to keep uploading. So, yeah, no, I'll see you guys next week, hopefully.